Hello, welcome back to my channel. Tomorrow's game here may be perfectly timed for Man City because we've still got injuries, of course, that are going to come back. We've got tougher games coming up, and none of our transfers are coming through yet. Kushanov and Victor Reis are in medicals right now. Omar Marmoush may be a week later yet, so our players that we're buying, they're not gonna be here yet for this game. Which is why this game is perfectly timed here. I think we can get away with a weaker lineup against Ipswich Town and still pull out a win. So we can rest some players here for the tougher games ahead, whilst still winning this game without our transfers coming in yet. That's why I think it's the perfectly timed game here. We need to get a win as well. We need to bounce back from that absolute capitulation against Brentford, which we should have won that game. Absolute disgrace on Pep Guardiola that he didn't win that. Anyone who tries to argue it isn't, I am sorry, you will not agree with Galdoon Al-Mubarak, the chairman you like to suck off. So, anyhow, that's besides the point. Ipswich Town. The last time we played them, they scored a goal, and then we responded by scoring 3 goals immediately, so hopefully they don't score a goal this time. Let me explain the logic here through my lineup. So Nunez on right back. I've got Nunez on right back as a necessity, not because I want him there, but as he has to play there, because how else do we really line up? Are we gonna play with JSP? Well, Pep Guardiola doesn't want to play with Jack Carmi. So don't suggest O'Reilly left back either and shoving everyone over, because again, Pep doesn't want to play that way. So Nunez as right back is more of a necessity than I really want, but I think for Ipswich Town that should be good enough. Then I've got Rico Lewis in midfield, and Rico Lewis will be doing the Silva job. So Bernardo Silva's job, Rico Lewis, I think, can do it with a bit more energy. He can still run a bit more. He can maybe bombard that box a bit, so when Foden or Savio have the ball here, Lewis can try to find that near post, while Haaland goes to the far post, like he so often does, to try to get a header. So Lewis is pretty much the more energetic and less skilled Bernardo Silva here in midfield. I think that should work. Kovacic, I mean, we all know what Kovacic does. For some reason, Pep Guardiola keeps playing Ake centre back and Guardiola left back. I actually want to see the opposites. I would prefer Guardiola in the centre back area and Ake just as a classical fullback because he's so good at that. But whichever way you go about it, I think most of this game is about it should work against Ipswich Town. So this lineup, I mean, there may still be some differences. I mean, Bernardo Silva may start instead of Rico Lewis. De Bruyne may start instead of Grealish. Potentially Doku will start, or McAtee maybe even, instead of Foden. Savio, will he start? Maybe De Bruyne starts and it's Grealish left wing. So a few things here are debatable. Ederson, he is back from injury. Will he be starting? I'm not quite so sure. Stones is a question if he is fit. I don't think he will start. If he is fit, he will come over the bench. Diaz, Bob and Rodri are not fit yet, but Bob and Ruben Diaz are coming back pretty soon, which is good, but that doesn't help us for this game, does it? So, if I just look through this lineup, I'm thinking, how are we gonna play? Lately, we've been playing with a bit more long balls to Haaland. Haaland getting a bit more involved. Haaland has been holding the ball up down this area a lot more. Just over this area, coming down, getting the ball, trying to pass it around. And one of the problems that we had against Brentford was a moment where Haaland had the ball over here, and he did really excellently, to take this ball down, to walk it all the way into this area, and nobody was there to pass the ball to, because our midfield is made up of men on crutches, so he could not pass the ball to anyone. He dragged the ball all the way from this area under pressure to here, no one to pass to. I think with a bit of a younger midfield and Rico Lewis with a bit more energy, Grealish with a bit more energy, hopefully when Haaland does that hold-up play now, which he did so well against Brentford all game, Grealish will be there to pick it up. Lewis will be there to pick it up. At the same time, when we're tracking back, I hope Rico Lewis will be storming backwards in a way that Bernardo Silva doesn't have the energy anymore to do. And obviously the other way around, storming forwards as well. I think that this will just work better against Ipswich Town, and my reason is Bernardo Silva, sure, he's got the skill that Rico Lewis doesn't have, right? And you might prefer Bernardo Silva in a game against a better team. But in a game like Ipswich Town, where you kind of just need to beat them on energy, I think Rico Lewis is just a lot easier there. There's not that much technical ability anyways within Ipswich Town, so Rico Lewis should be fine. Yeah, I think this is a good lineup. We rest our players, I mean, I've explained everything already. Maybe Haaland will come off, depending on how comfortably ahead we are in this game. Maybe we'll bring on, Doku, and then have Savio as a false 9, or we could bring on McAtee, or we could put Foden false 9, or however we do it. We can rotate quite a bit there, I think. So yeah, for this game, I am thinking Man City should win 1-3. There are a few places where we can go wrong. Far post goals have been a weakness of us. Ipswich Town is not a very great crossing side, so I'm not too worried, but we should still defend solidly. I think our midfield should have the better of Ipswich Town. I do expect us to dominate that ball, to hold on to it all game. And I expect us to cross some balls into Haaland, because I look at the Ipswich Town defense. I don't really know if they have anyone who is capable of wrestling with Haaland for that ball. But yeah, of course, as always, if you agree, disagree, feel free to tell me down below. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the season here. It's all ordered. I hope we can get there. And that is it for me. So, thank you for watching to the end. My prediction, I don't know if I gave you a prediction yet, but I'll give you another one. 3-1. I think we will concede a goal. 3 to Man City, 1 to Ipswich Town. That is my prediction. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.